I just heard pilgrims clapping as they saw the sun coming out. I think that's the reason why they were clapping. Actually, what you're seeing there is not the full disc. It looks funny, it looks like it is, but it's not. For the naked eye, there's just maybe a little over a quarter of the full disc there. Now it's approaching a third. Good morning, everybody. Or good night if you're on the west of the Americas. Somebody climbed up pretty high here. And some of the volunteers went this morning, I think, up on the top of Mount Arbel. You see, the sun disk isn't out completely yet. Let's see if I can capture that for you. Yeah, you can tell it's not completely out. But before it looked like we had a complete disk visible. I think one of the big thoughts today in the readings is about freedom. A lot of people out today. I wonder why it seems to lose focus when I zoom in. It gets fuzzy. And at a wider take, it seems to be much clearer. So Ezra is reviewing the history of his people. And obviously there is great joy that God has mercy on his people and they are back in Jerusalem. But he's also aware of his own misery, his own poverty, his own, how would you say, his own bankruptcy, if you will. His own limitations and the history of the people. There's not much water flowing there, but there is water there's a little movement. His mantle is torn. He fell on his knees, and he opens up his heart to God and pours out his heart. And he admits shame and confusion. I am confounded to raise my voice to you. And then he starts pondering the wicked. I think I neglected to turn off the Wi-Fi. We're there again. Just let me check. Well, I did. Lost a few there. Hope you'll be back. And he uses very strong expressions. Our guilt reaches up to heaven. And he casts his gaze back on history, on previous generations. And that's not too far, really, because there were 70 years of exile. I'm shy of 70 years of age. Just about a stone's throw away. So a lifetime goes by, and a couple of generations go by in that time. And then people who are stronger and still there, maybe it can be a third generation, can go by, and they're turning 100. Quack, 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 quack. So he knows what was going on in Jerusalem before the exile. The prophets have been very clear about it. Abominable things that are described in the prophecies, in the books of the prophets, all of them. In Psalm 106 is a whole list of them. And this speaks about that aspect of human reality that's freedom. And our ability to do wrong things and thereby enslave ourselves, exile ourselves from our true identity. Somebody forgot their little toy. And now mercy has come, who left us a remnant and gave us a stake in his holy place. God has brightened our eyes and given us relief in our servitude. For slaves we are. And in the turning of history, the kings of Persia, and that's the area of Iran, you know, the realities of politics we see today have ancient patterns, follow ancient patterns. And that's quite amazing. Thus he has given us new life to raise again the house of God and to restore its ruins. I like the next closing line we have of the text today. And he has granted us a fence in Judah and Jerusalem. The idea of a fence is a space that's one's own. It's very important in farming to have a fence. The farmers in our area would say that you couldn't farm without good fences and good gates. And that was internal to the farm, but also between farms you need good fences. Good fences make for good neighbors. So there's a lot of freedom in the background there. The ability to be faithful and to be unfaithful. That's the kind of water I saw earlier on our Mississippi, just trickling. And the psalm, in a way, turns all of this is from Tobit. It's the same type of logic and experience behind it. And it's really the path of the spiritual life. The path of the blessings of God, and then many times our poor response. And for that we lose our identity, we lose who we are. We are alienated from ourselves. There's men suffering in being alienated. And then we come back. We come back to our senses through grace, through mercy. I hadn't realized there was this huge chunk of cement here, concrete. I have no idea how that got out here. You can see there's reinforced iron there sticking out. There's some more big pieces all along here. Blessed be God who lives forever. Learning to live with God in our freedom. Bless the Lord, all you his chosen ones. God doesn't compete with us. God blesses us. Parents don't compete with their children. They bless them. They source their lives in so many ways. They want them reconciled when the kids have done stuff. The parents take on kids' debts. The parents give life. And ultimately, infinitely more does God do that for us. And just to wrap up quickly, in Jesus' marvelous instructions and authority he gives the apostles, powers, faculties he gives them today. He wants everybody to go out and to be a blessing for others, to relieve others, to relieve their brokenness, to relieve their sufferings. This explains so many works of goodness that the church has done over 2 millennia. Disciples of Jesus have gone out and have created orphanages and schools and educated the world. It's really amazing. And they set out proclaiming good news and curing diseases everywhere. So people, what a great mission we have, to use our freedom that way, with all the gifts we have, to be a blessing, to develop blessing, create blessing for everybody. God bless you. See you later, alligators.